Hello everyone and welcome to part 22 of my F1 Challenge career mode. Today we are going to the European Grand Prix at the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Last season it was right at the end of the season, but this season it's actually right near the start, so it feels like I'm doing this after doing it like 4 days ago, which I probably did. But moving on, we are first in the constructors and fourth in the drivers, but I'll now hand you over to the commentator.
Just before the free practice session begins, let's take a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Mika Häkkinen is leading the Drivers' Championship and going for back-to-back victories here at Nurburgring. Michael Schumacher, second. Rubens Barrichello, third. Well, that covers the drivers. Let's take a quick look at the constructors next. McLaren lead the Constructors' Championship and arrive here having finished a legendary 1-2 in the last race. Can they do it again? Ferrari are second. Williams are third. Located approximately 60 kilometers northwest of Koblenz, the Nürburgring combines short straights with a challenging combination of slow, medium and fast turns. Whilst the new Nürburgring pales into insignificance compared to the original Nordschleife circuit, the fatalities of yesteryear more than justify today's safety standards, which render the old 14-mile loop redundant.
Right, so we jump into practice for the Nürburgring, and I actually had to restart practice because my Bandicam went all weird and had the blueprint, or whatever it's called, the water print at the top, so I had to disable that. So I then restarted with about medium amount of fuel, and I set 22.6 for my first lap. I decided to go for a medium one, as you see me nearly crashing into the Jordan or the Ferrari garage. That was just sloppy exiting the pits there. But I then went on a low fuel run later on and across the line to do a 1:20.5, so that's around 0.9 off Mika Häkkinen, so it's going to be difficult, I think. This track isn't particularly suited to the way that I drive, at least. I prefer tracks like Monza rather than high downforce circuits, but we do a 1:20.6. There's still time to find though, and on the next lap we are up by 2.5 tenths in sector 2. So as we go towards the last corner, which I find very difficult in this game, the AI seems to get a lot of time out of this corner. Going to the line, what's the time going to be? We're on a 20.6 at the moment. It's a 20.1. That's an excellent time, and that's the best time we do in this session, as you're now going to see me have a little bit of a spin. And there you go. And I'll hand you over to the grid.
Hello there. Welcome to Europe for round 6 of the 2000 FIA Formula 1 World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Michael Schumacher first. Rubens Barrichello just managed to get the edge over his championship rival. He starts from second. The McLaren driver put on a fantastic display throughout the qualifying hour. He starts this race from a very promising third. Schumacher fourth. Häkkinen couldn't quite match the pace of his teammate. He starts fifth. Frentzen sixth. Villeneuve, 7th. Jarno Trulli, 8th. Mika Salo, 9th. Eddie Irvine, 10th. Fisichella, 11th. Ricardo Zonta, 12th. Pedro Diniz, 13th. Johnny Herbert, 14th. Jenson Button, 15th. De La Rosa, 16th. Alexander Wurz, 17th. Alesi, 18th. Heidfeld, 19th. Verstappen, 20th. Marc Genet, 21st. Gaston Mazzacane, 22nd.
Right, so we start in third place in changing conditions here at the Nürburgring. The pole sitter is on intermediates, my teammate's on intermediates, but I'm starting on slicks, and so is Rubens Barrichello. As we set off here, we've got a little tap from the back there, but luckily no damage. We go towards the first turn, there's a lot of spray, a surprising amount of spray as we go towards the first turn. The Jordans hit the Williams, and then Mika Häkkinen's managed to keep around the outside of us, and we're down into 6th place after starting in 3rd, so not the best of starts. We need to try and get back up there, but I feel that as there's no rain coming, that this track is going to dry out, and it's going to dry out pretty quickly. So as people start at intermediates may suffer from it yet, as we try down the inside and make a hack in there. We're going to try and get a good drive down into the hairpin. Are we going to try down the inside? We are. We go on the brakes, and we're down the inside. We're side by side with Mika Hakkinen. He's somehow keeping around the outside. I think it's just too wet for us to get proper turning on the wheel. We had way too much understeer. I think that was because of how wet it was. But Mika Hakkinen stays ahead with Jacques Villeneuve just behind me. I've got 23 laps of fuel on board, so we're going for a very long stint. Now, I'm a bit split on this, because if I go for my long stints, I usually ending up in a massive pocket of free air in 1st place or whatever. So I'd like to leave it up to you on whether you want me to go back to a medium, or maybe even go for a light stint at first, just to make it a bit more of an exciting race, because I understand that going long can be a bit boring. But anyway, looking at what happened, you can see that I tried to have a look at Mika Hakkinen into the end of the 1st sector and starting the 2nd sector, but I just didn't have enough distance on him to get him there. And then down to the hairpin, I did slipstream him. The BAR behind me was very close as well. We went down the inside of Mika Hakkinen, but we failed to make the move, as he managed to hold it right round the outside on those intermediates. I think that's where it was helping him, and he went up the hill and it was fine. Now moving on to lap 3, we've pulled away from Jacques Villeneuve, and you're going to see here that Mika Hakkinen and the Jordans pitted, and the Ferrari that was in 2nd place, I think, has pitted as well. So that's going to move us up into 3rd place here, which is an amazing turn of events, and it could actually turn into our best opportunity for a race win, given that Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher, the 2 fastest guys in this game, are currently a pit stop behind us. But we're currently running in 3rd, 2nd behind Ralf Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello. It's lap 14 now. We're running behind them for an absolute age. Ralf Schumacher's got the lightest fuel, but it seems like there's traffic there of Minardi going up the hill. It's slowed them down. We may have an opportunity here. They're going really slowly. We're going to try around the outside of Ralf Schumacher, maybe even around the outside of Rubens Barrichello too, and we've taken the lead of the Grand Prix. So through a little bit of a fluke, but through traffic, we have overtaken both cars there, and you can see here that Rubens Barrichello has held up a treat by the Minardi, I think, of Marc Genet, and we just went round the outside and took it with our extra speed. And you can see the amount of spray still coming up on lap 14, so it still wasn't a dry track, and I could feel that when I went offline. We're going into the pits on lap 23. We're 20 seconds ahead of Rubens Barrichello, no, 29 seconds, sorry, but he has made his pit stop, so it's going to be interesting to see where we come out after our pit stop. We need a good pit stop here, although 30 seconds should keep us safe and into the lead here. The Williams hasn't got the pace to keep up with us. He was on light fuel at the start, so I doubt he's still a contender. But we're going to exit the pits now. It's an 8.6. It's a very good pit stop from McLaren yet again. Really impressed with that, actually. As we head out of the pits, and looks like we're going to have a really comfortable advantage over Rubens Barrichello. And we do. We have a 7.27 second gap, which on the last lap he's managed to cut down to 5. But it looks like we're going to take our first victory of the season, arguably our first deserved victory of our career, because Monaco everyone DNF'd and Minardi finished 2nd. But today we have legitimately won the European Grand Prix.
That was an absolutely breathtaking European Grand Prix. Here are the final results. The McLaren driver first. Barrichello second. Schumacher third. Hakkinen fourth. Schumacher fifth. Heinz-Harald Frentzen sixth.
Yep, so looking at the results, I win my second race of my career. Quite a lot of retirements, actually. There were a few accidents at the back. I think it was Mazzacane who held up Rubens Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher, which ultimately led to our victory. But I'm really pleased with this result. We finally got our season properly on track after 2 second places and a win. Let's now hand you over to the driver standings.
With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Hakkinen extends his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship.
Right, so we are in third place. We've overtaken Rubens Barrichello, only 1 point ahead of him though, but we are ultimately closing down that gap on Mika Hakkinen. After 3 races it was a 29-point gap. After I think 5 races it is now a 20-point gap.
McLaren move further ahead at the top of the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari are second, followed by the third-placed Williams.
Yep, so McLaren are pulling away at the top, so that's really good news. My old team is in third place, which is also pretty good to see. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's another victory in the cards, and I hope that we do better at the next Grand Prix, which I forgot what it is. I think it's Monaco, so if it's like last year, it should be chaos, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.